So it's 9 o'clock. I'm about to dial out to Port Elizabeth, South Africa. He's not read it yet. Shall we surprise him? Surprise! Halloween surprise. What do you think about that, ladies and gentlemen? Dogs and stuff are howling. Okay, so I'm gonna phone. Yeah.
Hello, Franz.
Hello, Justin.
How's it going, brother?
Yeah, good on you, man.
Yeah, really good, dude. And also, I just want to preface this whole conversation with I don't swear that much.
You were listening.
Usually I just don't let people know all that much.
Oh, dude, you're a champion. Thank you so much, Justin. So, ladies and gentlemen, currently talking to the drummer of Ghast out of Port Elizabeth, Justin Stain, until we get Mr. Matt Gracie on the line after he's teaching something tonight, right, Justin?
Yes, he's teaching something. What? I have no idea. The man spans a large sphere, so
he makes that
information I can't. He covers a lot of ground, man.
He does, man. He's all over the show, from studying to freaking touring, being a bandmate. What's it like being a bandmate to Gracie?
It's well, to begin with, it's an absolute pleasure, man. I've never. There's few people that I've come across in my life who are as driven and passionate about music as him. So that is always such a cool thing, man. And then there's also like the other side of like how long I've known him, which can make things a little challenging sometimes because we like to take the piss out of each other.
Right.
No, I'm joking, man. That actually just adds to the pleasure of it, bro. Yeah, absolute gem of a person. I couldn't be happier to be involved in a band with them or anybody else for that matter.
That's great to know, man. And you know, I love you guys to bits, each and every one of you. Tell us a little bit more about Chris and Barry, their roles in the band while we wait for Gracie.
Oh, sure, man. So Barry came into the fold before Chris. Barry's also just another dude that I've known for years and years and years. He's always been in the music scene. He's always been somebody that I've enjoyed playing music with, somebody who I've always appreciated as a person as well. And then apart from just being a kick-ass guitarist, he's the gear daddy for Ghast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes. If we ever find ourselves needing something, Barry's got it in his bag 9 times out of 10. So he's our Swiss Army knife as well as our gent daddy. So yeah, he fills a lot of gaps as well, dude. And then Chris, as I said, he came on a little bit after. We kind of started having that conversation after we did the split EP, which, fun fact, was released 1 year ago today, the Ghast Boiling Point split.
Yeah, man. Shit, I didn't even take note of that.
Yeah, well, you know, France, I usually have these conversations with you because you do take notes. So I'll let that one slide.
Thank you. You're too kind.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes. Chris came on a little while after that. Also, just super, super dependable dude. He knows his stuff when it comes to setting up. Well, outside of playing guitar, because we both know how good he is at guitar. Mm-hmm. When it comes to just helping, you know, the mechanics of our sound and things like that, he's super, super helpful. So yeah, dude, like Chris and Barry, they fill different roles, but you know, equally as important to us as anybody else. You know, it's really cool to be a part of a group like this where everybody has kind of like their designations in a way, but is absolutely faultless in them.
Now, what about the Nathan, your bassist away from home?
You want to try again? Keegan.
Why did I say Nathan? Oh my God.
France, only you can answer that question, my friend.
Jesus. Hashtag embarrassed right
Keegan,
now. Sorry, Keegan. Sorry, my dude. Love you. Cape Town rules. Slop slut forever.
Yeah, well, to be fair, like every time we see each other, we don't really use our actual name. So, Keegan is also just another dude that we've known forever and ever. I mean, the previous band I was in many, many years ago, he played guitar in there for us. That band, The Cake is Alive, not many people should know about that band. But yeah, I mean, I knew Keegan years before that as well. So just a good group of homies. Keegan also, he's the most recent addition to the group. And again, you know, with him staying in Cape Town, like he can only really practice with Gracie over Zoom or Skype calls or whatever, and also just in his own time. You know, more often than not, he's more dialed than us. I mean, the Untertager show, that dude absolutely kills it. So, you know, again, just an absolutely dependable group of guys. It's an absolute pleasure playing music with him. And you also know how funny that dude is.
Funniest, dude. I have, like, that weekend, sorry for interjecting, but that weekend of Untertage 2022, man, it was a fucking laughter ceremony from the beginning to the end, thanks to him.
Oh, dude, on the way to our show at On Class this weekend, I was driving. I honestly thought to myself for a minute, I didn't say it to anybody, but I honestly thought to myself for a minute that I needed to pull over because I was laughing myself so lightheaded that I wasn't really able to drive. I actually wanted to put the guy on the back of the bucket because I just couldn't take it anymore. But yeah, man, as you know, he's just absolute gold. Yeah, absolute homie, dude.
One handies. Listen, I just got a message. Justin, please can I ask you just to add Gracie to the call real quick, if you don't mind?
No problem, dude. Let me just
What a
it quickly after this load shedding notification gets out of the way.
Lovely. So
yeah, I heard you speaking about the wonderful Grace that we have to add with here, or have to deal with. But yeah, he should be on his way.
Yeah. So a bunch of love coming out for a Ghast, and you in particular, Justin. Cherry Bomb says, Justin, hey, nay, brah. Hashtag Untertage. Hello, Justin. Hello, Ghast band. Miss you. Just to say, haven't ever heard you swear. You know, Kami must be deaf. Didn't you stay with him for like 2 nights?
Yeah, but Kami was just so nice to us. I'd really put my nice boy pants on.
Right.
I'd really try to make sure that I behaved myself. They were just too kind to us, man.
Oh man, Demon Slayer's still in the house having a listen to us babble. He says, "Can you believe it? It's been a fucking year. Craziness." Yes, man. I cannot believe it. That's actually what I say. Prawn saying, Mr. Oni, Justin, you sexy fuck. Lots of love from Prawn. Sif music you guys are
Prawn,
making
I miss you, dude.
Yeah, we should go to Cape Town. And your drumming is seriously insane on the last few tracks. The last few, I think that was an insult. But okay, cool. Dude, what a drummer. Lots of love coming here. That was Hardman from Diverted Disorder. Jeez, friggin' so many messages. I'll get to them as soon as we can. Try and remember to read all of these out. But a big love from all over the globe.
No. Well, thanks to everybody, man. I really, really appreciate that. I'm awkward. I'm walking around now.
Do you have Gracie on the line yet?
Yes,
Hello.
he should be, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. How's it, dude? Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I just came out of work and I had to rush in, so I apologize. And my voice is also disappearing, so just let me know if you can't hear me.
It's okay, man. Thank you so much for your time tonight, and apologies that we couldn't do it last weekend at the release of Acid Sermon. Gracie, how's your day been, pal?
It's been, like when you take work off and then you come back and work's like, I'm glad you took work off, but now you have work on. So that's what my voice is. Speaking for like 6 hours, but I'm good. It's been good. How's your day going?
It's been a fun day. There's been no load shedding. We had load shedding from 2 till 4:30. I was sleeping then, and just as I woke up, the power came on. Fantastic, isn't it?
It's an omen, a good omen.
It's a good, and no load shedding, God forbid. Even at stage 4, I can do all my shows this week. Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, no, all good. Just recovering from Cape Town at this stage, really.
Tell us a little bit more about Cape Town and what transpired.
Oh wow. I don't know. Hasn't Justin told you everything? I'm sure
He's told me nothing.
Nothing.
No, Franz doesn't want to hear from me, dude.
He hasn't told you that like it was an absolute disaster, and like we're all like not even speaking to each other. Like I don't even know why I'm even asking Justin. I'm joking. It was great. It was really good. I actually like genuinely, it was probably like some of my favorite shows just from the vibe between the people we met and the bands. It was really cool. And also a great experience for us as a band to watch like some incredible live acts and learn some things and meet bands that are genuinely like enthusiastic about making things work in SA, which is great. So it was a really, really cool experience, and the venues were dope and the people were dope. So yeah, we can't wait to go back to Cape Town. That's for sure.
Freaking fantastic to hear, man. It makes my heart warm hearing these kind of things. You're talking about going back to Cape Town. That's in 2 weeks' time for Deathfest Cape Town. Another bunch of my favorite bands, man. But coming back to this past weekend, right? Infanteria, Halvar, and Peasant.
I know, right?
Dude, I saw Audrey and them up here a little while back. I can't say much about Halvar at this stage, but watch the space. And then I've never seen Infanteria, man. Wow, one of my favorite bands, point periods, local or international.
Yeah, man, it was, and like, aside from also, like, we also getting to know this music at the same time, like listening to them, like before we get to the show and then seeing it live. What was like extremely clear, it's like the music is like definitely quality, like when you streaming it or putting it on in the car on the way down. When you see it live, you kind of you kind of feel embarrassed to be there. You're like, oh man, because these guys like. I mean, it was, but between Infanteria and Peasant, and we've seen Peasant before, but we hadn't seen any of the other bands we'd played with before. Right. And then, and it was just seeing them live was just like really, really, it was really great. It was really cool, and they were really amazing. So yeah, to catch Infanteria sets on Friday, and then to go to Cape Town and meet up with Doom Trigger and Halfar, it was really cool. Like, it was really, really cool.
Oh man. Super jealous, super jealous. But that's enough about all your cool things.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll let you say one last cool thing, okay?
Oh no! You can carry on. Don't mind me.
Can I say one cool thing?
You can say
if you
two
don't mind.
cool things. Two.
Thanks, Franz. You're so kind. Is it because I haven't sworn tonight? So as Gracie was saying, like. Well, I hadn't had the good fortune of seeing Peasant live yet, so it was an absolute blockbuster for me. Infanteria as well, man. What an absolute pleasure. And then for the Stellenbosch shows, Doom Trigger, absolute class act, man. Super, super tight band. Everybody, like, if you ever get a chance to see them, please pull out. And Halva as well blew all of our socks off. It was one of the funnest shows that we got to see. With Halloween as well, the guys really put the effort in to put a show on for everybody. So, Franz, I look forward for you to see that band live, man. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. But I would have spoken to Daniel Lowe, the guitarist, Halva's guitarist, tonight also, but unfortunately he's indisposed. And we'll reschedule that one for probably next week. And I'm also waiting for confirmation for Brutal Sphincter. I've been threatening with that for quite some time, but these Belgians are just exploding. Oh yeah, it's a porno grind. It's a porno grind band out of Belgium. And go check it out. Their latest single is called "The Art of Squirting," and I'll let Gigi tell you guys more about it. Keep your eyes on social media at France the Planet, everywhere, baby. But now back to Ghast ZA. So once again, load shedding fucked things up last week, but here we are, and we're gonna talk about your latest offering, and I think probably one of the most brutal tracks to date, in my opinion. Acid Sermon. Please.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. And you know what? I would love to know what your musical influences were on this track. You want to start with that?
Gracie's schizophrenia.
Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense.
My growing, deepening insecurity when seeing bands like Hellfire live.
After you, Grace.
Yeah, no. Acid Sermon's like, I think it's quite cool. It's one of the songs that we all, like, fairly collaborated on a lot, like, together as a band, instead of following the usual structure of, just writing things and then bringing it to the band room, and then we all just kind of say yes or no on parts. Like, it took a little bit longer for this one, and also maybe experimenting more with vocals and trying to have more atmosphere and not intentionally doing things but just like naturally writing it. So it was a lot more organic as a band to write, and more difficult actually to finish, but in the end we were happy with it, and we were happy about where it was going. And yeah, it was also a little bit darker, a little bit more I don't want to say it more hateful, because that's just it gets more and more angry as time goes on.
Yeah.
But we're trying to, I don't know if it's succeeding or not, but we're definitely trying to keep with the whole allegory of climate and nature and mankind being terrible to it, and then it slapping us back. So that's the whole point of Acid Sermon, and then it has like a whole religious allegory to it as well. But yeah, it's up to people to decide whether it's working or not.
I think it's working.
For me, I don't like when someone says like, "What's the process behind the song?" and I go, I don't know. Like, until I'm confident enough that I don't want to hear it anymore, then I release it, and then people like it. That's the process for me, at least.
Great. Now, Justin, for you again, your drumming being complimented, and I see there's messages here for you too, Gracie, about your sick vocals. Prawn just lapping you up, man. He will lick you like he licked my couch. But the drumming is almost like you stepped up. What tempo you, or what's the average BPM that you're playing throughout Acid Sermon, Justin?
Acid Sermon off the bat, it varies quite a lot, man. Like the chorus, for instance, drops down to like 115, but then it pushes up to I think like 200 or 220, maybe somewhere around there. But there's not really like much blasting or anything like that. It's more just like push beats. Mm-hmm. When you play it, like the song for me was all about the chorus, or I suppose what we would call a chorus, which is more of like the slower groove kind of part, and then everything kind of shaped around that, for me at least. And then also, as Gracie said,
that's right, we're all fucking up names tonight.
Yes, as Gracie said about it being such a collaborative part, I mean, we had basically the song written, weren't really feeling a transition part in the song, and Barry kind of pulled in there with a Daddy Genty kind of groove. So that also kind of changed the tempo a little bit in a way. Hoping still though that everything works together. I mean, we've heard it so many times, like as Gracie said again, you listen to the song so many times until you hate it, and you just kind of hope for good feedback. So I'm looking forward to hearing what people think about it.
Dude, I've already got messages. Like I said, it's been pouring in. From my side, look, a lot of people might not know this, but I actually do buy music, right? And as of late, you guys, I mean, Acid Sermon I've had for I don't know how long already, right? Mastered 2. And dude, I've been eating it up and up and up, and then when it released, I feel it's that good that I bought it. And I can't wait to buy the whole album also.
Oh, wow, thank you, dude. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you guys more. I mean, if it wasn't for you musicians and fucking clever people with instruments, then shit, man. Then I wouldn't have anything to listen to, and I'll be sad.
Well, dude, like it's one shake hands, one hand washes the other. There we go.
Right. Yeah. We shake hands after COVID. Yes. I started recently doing that. Not just a fist bump.
Yeah, well, if it weren't for people with the enthusiasm like you, then we wouldn't be able to play music for anybody. So, again, thank you for the support and always being interested, man.
And all of our listeners from all around the world tonight, if you haven't yet, check it out, Gangster Band, Ghast Band, or Ghast ZA, that's your social media handles, right?
Ghast Band, I think it is, Gracie.
Yeah, it's Ghast Band or Ghast_band, and then our Bandcamp is ghastza.bandcamp.com.
Yeah, you see, Ghast ZA, because I frequent Bandcamp. So coming back to the third single of the upcoming album, so you had out first Lawless with some artwork, and then Heretics came out with a green artwork, right? Or have I got it the other way around? Right, and now
you're right. Yeah.
And then now with Acid Sermon, you've got yet another design that was designed by one of your tattoo artists, if I'm not mistaken. Do you want to run us through the 3 different symbols of the artwork?
Yeah, sure. So, like, the artwork is designed, is hand-drawn by Neil Else. He's a good friend of ours, and he's the sponsor for our band as well. He kind of, aside from tattoos, we also just get creative ideas from him. And he's a genuinely cool oak. We've known him for a while. And basically each song, the idea was to have the singles that we're releasing from this upcoming release of ours is to have these like runes or symbols that relate to the intention and the energy of the track. So Lawless is actually a fairly custom rune because I wanted something that resembled like the mania of nature, so the whole theme of Lawless is that the earth itself is this reactionary force, this violent reactionary force for erasure of man as we continue to abuse the planet. For Heretics, which was a little bit more personal, it's basically the Patriarch's cross, which is this old like Crusader era cross, but it's inverted to talk about the theme of the song being about how awful a funeral can be when a family is broken apart by it. And so it's like to say that there's like nothing sacred in death, because in death all that sacred dies, and that's the theme of it. So nothing occultish, unfortunately, for those who want if anyone wants the dark stuff. But it's more just it's the allegory of funerals not being sacred anymore. And then for Acid Sermon, it's the converse to Lawless. So Lawless, it's more the nature is a violent feminine being, and now the masculine being is the rune, and that rune is it's a symbol that's called the god, like and it's overseeing power of things, all nature, but it's the masculine version, and that's where it speaks to like fire and stars and things that are more away from the soil and more into the sky, and that's why the lyrics kind of relate to that. So it's not really like tied down, like anchored by the rune, but the rune is meant to inspire the vibe and idea of the track, and then you listen to it and see the rune, and then that's where it ends. So it's all allegory and
it's sick, dude. I absolutely love it, and it just shows you the depth of your abilities, not just as a guitarist or a vocalist, but also your writing, and how much you actually put into it. Because obviously there's quite a bit of research behind it also. Please say yes.
Yeah, I'm just thumb sucking everything. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like conscious research, but like I studied literature and I like it, and I like dark music, and I've listened to a lot of amazing bands who put themes to their lyrics and songs. So I'm just throwing my weight in to try and write something that I would have enjoyed. That's my goal, and also not coming from death metal or even deathcore for that matter. I mean, it's I don't really know the conventions of lyrics and music, so I kind of have to do what I feel is like comfortable. So that's where the rune thing comes in, where I just thought, okay, well, this is a cool guiding I'm a moth, that plays 3 chords, and the runes are a lamp left on, somehow during load shedding, and I'm flying into it, and hopefully I don't get burnt. That's the only thing. Yeah.
Fantastic analogy. What's ahead for the upcoming tracks? Are we seeing more singles towards the end of 2022? When can we expect the album? Tell us a little bit more about that, please.
Pressure's on you, Jason. I kind of.
Yeah. So it's more going to be a collection of songs, seeing as that we're releasing every track individually. We have another 2 or 3 on the way that we're still busy working on. Again, also with their own artworks and things like that. So once all the singles are released, we'll then not necessarily re-release, but we'll be able to put it out as a package, as a collection. And then also with each track having their own individual artworks, we'll also have a specific artwork done that will kind of pull everything together. This is all the brainchild of Gracie. He's been the major thought process behind all of this, which has been an absolute pleasure to be involved with. The whole thought about it has been so much fun. So we're hoping that by the end of the year or early next year, we'll get the rest of the singles out. Given that it's pretty much already November, we'll see how we want to release the rest of the tracks. But yeah, there's still a few on the way, and then that will make the collection.
Yeah, I think like the idea is to have a collection, and I mean I've been hinting that maybe there's a few more like things that can bind the album, like a song or 2 that I want to follow up with one of the singles. But for now, we're sticking to like our goal by trying to release these ruined theme singles, and then and there's quite a lot of music that's been written. Obviously, between COVID and then this year, I haven't stopped writing, so but it's also not releasing for the sake of releasing. So we want to make sure that we make it like a participatory process and get them all polished up, and then so we'll see. We'll kind of see how many songs and how when it gets released, depending on how things work out for the rest of the year. I think December is going to be a good time for us because work will wind down and we're not going to really have any shows until I guess the album is done. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And also maybe we want to do like a cover or 2. Like maybe something that's choose a song that we all love. Always loved
or something.
Yeah, like dude, like PE. Everyone loves Hotel California. So if I take a sledgehammer and bludgeon my index finger in the agony I feel resembles like a take of Hotel California, I guess that's what
Oh, it's brilliant. My God, that's fantastic. Yeah, look, there's a lot of phenomenal talent down in Port Elizabeth and surrounding areas, man, and collaborations. I mean, it just takes a few calls and the right people to speak with, and you can make magic happen. I mean, look at the split EP you guys did today a year ago with Boiling Point, and that is still one of my favorite things to listen to a year later. So yeah, man, thank you so much for the music and everything that you put into it. I do have a request though, right? Is it possible to release more merchandise with these ruins on it? Is it something that you would consider or do per request?
Okay, Grace, if you don't mind, like well, first of all, like people don't often realize the amount of time it takes to really get all of these things sorted out. So with everybody working, jobs to actually be able to live lives, it's very difficult to. But it is definitely something that we would like to do. I think yes, Franz.
Sorry, pal. I just want to mute our call real quick and tell you something. Okay, give me a second. I'm just going to mute the line real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so no one knows about that, and you're back on air. So yeah, just planting a seed.
Oh, okay. That is a quick switch. So I've kind of forgotten where I was now.
And about everyone working and doing things.
Yeah. With as busy as the end of the year gets for everybody, we would really like to, but as we trying to figure the releases out of what we want to do, it's very difficult to get everything out at the same time. But it is something that we'd like to do. We of course had the merchandise for Lawless. Heretics is something that Gracie has put the time in. Thank you to him for doing some mock-ups and things like that. So the thought is definitely in the pipeline. It just comes back to, as Gracie said, how we end up releasing everything.
Right.
So yeah,
I'm excited for the things that lay ahead, guys.
Thank you, dude.
We super amped. And yeah, like anything with like merchandise and we're very bad like capitalists, so we actually don't know how to sell and make things really. But I think it would make more sense around like the album time when we have a clear idea of what's happening with this release schedule. And also going back to the album itself, I think getting the homies to feature on tracks like people we've met and hopefully can persuade to like join in on these songs is something we have to consider as well. So that ties into like we want to focus on that part, and then we can get back to the merchandise, because we've also been like really smoked with like merchandising. We haven't had a particularly like easy road with it. So I think like I'm just trying to like go to my shrink like 4 times a week to get over my trauma, and then once I feel comfortable again, I'll give people money to print things, because I'm a bit like I have merch nihilism really.
Right, okay. My dudes, listen, I'm gonna have to start cutting it short now. Is there anything from you, Justin, that you would like to say, ask, plug? Go for it, man. Take a minute or so and do your thing before we say goodbye to Gracie and you guys introduce your latest track.
I suppose the only thing I can say is, I can only thank everybody for the kind messages, the wonderful response that we've had to the track so far. It's really been too kind. So it's been an absolute pleasure putting these tracks out, like with all the anxiety about it, and we put a lot of pressure on ourselves because we really care about the music. So to everybody who's given good feedback or bad feedback as well, I mean that's really important. So anybody who's given feedback, I suppose then is we really do appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. I just want to shout out again to the guys now with the last little tour that we did to the Western Cape. I mean, we couldn't have asked for it to play shows with nicer people. I mean, honestly, I still don't really actually have the words for it. It was honestly like, who could be the nicest competition? Just a really cool group of people. Again, we can't thank Peasant and Peter enough for getting us up there. It was an absolute treat, an absolute blast, and we're really looking forward to seeing everybody again at Death Fest.
Yes, man. Gracie, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here. Oh, you want me to shout out?
Yeah, I think it's your time. I'm going to say thank you once again to Justin for tonight and taking your time hanging out with us on the show. For those of you that are just tuned in, hanging out with Justin Stain and Matt Gracie from Ghast out of Port Elizabeth, and talking about, we spoke about what's ahead for the band, where they've been, and all things freaking Ghasty, man. Yeah. And after Gracie introduces their track of the night, then I'm going to go into a quick mega play just to get you off your butts and jiving a little bit, just getting some harder, flashing some things. But Gracie, from your side, pal, thank you.
Yeah, thanks to Pete and all the guys in Peasant for being the bomb this weekend, for helping us out. Thanks to Harval to not making me want to ever play music again, because it was so good live. And the O's and Inventoria for the gear and helping us out in Cape Town. And for Doom Trigger, homies are great. They're really awesome. And to everyone who came out in Cape Town, yeah, I hope everyone enjoys Acid Sermon. And if you want, even if you don't want to buy it and you want to get that free pirate download, it's on VK in Russia, so get yourself a freebie. And yeah, thanks so much, France. We really appreciate your time and effort, bro.
Dude, anything for you guys. And yeah, so introduce your track. Gracie? Okay, Justin, you go.
Yeah, that is smooth. This up next is Acid Sermon by Ghast.